Hi guys! So today I want to do a spring favorites. Yeah, just really feeling that spring energy. It's a real vitality boost, I find. I'll start with some decks, but I've also been doing different art as well, trying different things. I've been really pulled towards fairy energy, fae energy, and creating different characters basically. You know, and I don't really pre-plan, and that's pretty much how a lot of my artwork goes. Like, I'll just kind of start drawing the character, and it really feels like that energy behind the character. It's almost like as if they're there with me and they're kind of telling me instructions. So the decks that I've been using, that I've been pulled to more, we have the Joie de Vivre, that's one. We'll start with tarot. The Joie de Vivre is just really awesome. It is springy. The color palette, like, it feels very Easter. Oh, funny enough, this one even had a bunny on it. Lots of the pinks and yellows. The card backings are yellow. Very springy kind of feel. So often I use the Joie de Vivre for spring, summer time. I'm usually called to it more. I find this deck works really well for the everyday kind of energy. Yeah, it's just kind of let's pull kind of a few cards while maybe I'm waiting for my husband and he happens to be in like a store or something, you know? So it's just kind of like a fun pull, I guess you could say. One tarot deck that I'm so excited for is the Mons Tarot by Joanna Nelson. And it's also very similar to this Joie de Vivre, where it's like these little characters and it's really fun and it seems almost like childlike. I was looking for my son as well because he really likes reading tarot. So we were kind of looking for a child-friendly tarot deck, but I really loved it as well, so we're probably going to get 2 copies. As long as I can, and I can jump on it quick because I know there's a lot of people who also want it. So let's go for another deck. So fairies, I just purchased the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud because I'm feeling that fae energy so much, and I absolutely love this deck. It is so awesome. In comparison to the Heart of the Fairies Oracle, I find this one just a little bit of a lighter energy, not so serious, playful, more playful, light. Yeah, it just, even though it's got like brown borders and everything and the backings are darker, it just seems playful, more playful for me. You know, it doesn't shy away from the shadow either, though. Like, you know, I say it's more lighter, but it does go into that shadow aspect of the self. So, you know, you're definitely getting a nice balance with this deck. So, yeah. Another deck I've been really using a lot lately, I just got it, but I fell in love with it right away, is the Wild Wisdom Fairy Oracle. So this is one of the oracles that I'm just loving right now. I find the messages are really refreshing, something new, and I think that was really like what I was needing, is just new energy, new messages, new insights. There's always new concepts that come out too to help maybe clarify situations a little bit better than other decks. And the artwork is gorgeous. I like that there's the little bit of verbiage at the bottom. I don't mind that for oracle decks. Tarot, I can't stand it, but you know, you can pretty much jump into it right away and start reading with it. I love that card, by the way. The colors in the art, that is just amazing. Wow. So that's that one. Lots of fae energy for this spring. More than I've ever had before. which is really strange. You know, I always felt that Fae energy, but this is just like more so. Going towards more a shadow aspect, I've been really doing more that inner child work with the Chicoli Tarot. I repurchased this actually. I had sold it and didn't regret it for the longest time. And then just past month or two, I've really been called to it and working with this. So this is kind of more my spring shadow deck. It's really been, yeah. And I've been using it more oracle-like, like not so much paying attention to the tarot Rider Waite meanings, more using it like Elise from, oh no, I'm gonna botch her name. Okay, Elise. I'll just say Elise. Wild Moon Woman or Wild... sorry, Elise. I think she just recently changed her name. And so I have a hard time remembering. What I found helpful, though, was watching her video, and she was saying that she was using it very intuitively rather than like the same kind of thing. So I took that as advice. I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this deck another chance, and it makes sense to use it more intuitively. So I'm going to do that. And so I did. I repurchased it. We were in the city, so I was able to, and it was there, and I even got on discount because the box was all hacked up. Someone else had bought it, but I guess returned it. And so I got to purchase it half price. Woohoo! And I got an extra stab at it. And there was nothing wrong with the cards. It was just the box. So that's pretty sweet. So that is the Chicoli Tarot. It's really lovely, and there's a lot going on in the images to really work with it intuitively. So, especially the play between the characters. And it's kind of, it's deep, this deck. It really is. I find it really challenges me, and there's certain cards that challenge me more so than others. Like the ones that say like, eat me, or you know, or it's like the ice cream's being eaten, you know, or the cake being cut into and it's a face going, ah, like this one. I always had a hard time with those, but now I'm having a much easier time with it. So I'm trying to wrap my head around it a little bit more so I can make full use of this deck. What am I missing? Oh, one more. I got time. I got time. Well, there's kind of two, and I'll do them quick. So I've got the 78 Tarot Nautical that I've just got trimmed here, and I just did a review on it too. So this one definitely flying. Here, I'll just throw my cards at you. So, yeah, 78 Tarot Nautical. I really like this deck, actually, and I trimmed it, so it's a lot easier to shuffle now. Shuffles like a dream. My hands can wrap around it. I really kind of, I did a couple of the cards, and I almost regretted it at first, and I was like, oh, what did I do? Why did I do that? I should have kept it the same as the way it came, but I decided, obviously I started it, right? So I gotta finish it. Can't just stop. So I made it so I liked it, and I'm happy with it now. So this is very summery kind of deck. It has to do with water and oceans. Seems very fun and playful. There's a lot of different dynamic to this deck, which I really like, you know, between the different artists. And it really has its own unique voice, I find. And it's light. Like, I don't find this deck to be too dark. You know, it's relatively a light energy, happy energy. And there's extra cards in it too, which I actually really like. It's so funny. Because before I was so particular, I didn't like that kind of stuff. But now I'm like, yeah, bring it on, extra cards. Woohoo! Doesn't bother me at all. It's just more information. So the last one, and probably won't be a surprise to you guys, is my Star Child Tarot, which I am absolutely in love with. And I feel like this is, at least right now, is a bit of a soul deck. Oh, I totally missed one other as well, but I won't talk about them too long. So this one is kind of a more me personal deck. I have done some client readings with it, but, you know, not a crazy amount. It's more being a personal deck, because this feels like home. To me, this feels like home. And I've seen, like, in meditations and moments where I'm kind of in between the half dream, half awaking state, I've actually seen places like this being greeted. So it melts my freaking heart like so much. And it makes me, I almost have like a longing pretty much to, it's like just total heart center, like I want to go back. So it's hard. It's almost like a missing, a longing. Yeah. Enough of that. The last one that I use a lot for clients, but really feels more springy summer energy, is the Tarot Mucha or Mucha. This again is a very nice light kind of deck. I find spring, summer is more that light energy, and I find fall and winter, it's more going deep and receding within, whereas this feels more like spring, summer feels more cheery and happy and uplifting and open. So I find my decks that need to emulate that energy that I'm feeling as well. Where, you know, fall, definitely bring out the Druidcraft, you know? That feels fall to me. That doesn't feel so much summer, even though maybe it's showing a summer month, but just the tone of the color quality, it feels fall. Like Llewellyn as well. It's those reddy browns with the greens that really feels more fall. Where these are more like the creamies. Yeah, it doesn't feel there, and maybe it's the border as well. That creamy yellow, the yellows. It just feels like a lighter summer, kind of summer, spring deck. So I'm using this one. And I know come summer, I'll actually probably be using more of my Rider-Waite, because I find Rider-Waite is even more of that yellow, that I'm really drawn to it, and more of the pastel blues, because I have the original Rider-Waite. So I find summertime, I feel this even more. More than probably the Tarot Mucha. Although, who knows? Because now I have the Tarot Mucha. I never had it last summer, so we'll have to see. But I found this really refreshing last summer, so I'll probably be using it again this year as well. Because that's a lot of yellow. Holy dada! So that is it. I think we finally got through everything. So, yeah. Yeah, tarot. Yeah, oracle. A little bit of oracle there. With some fairy oracle. With some tarot. That's it. Sayonara, guys. See you on the next one.